The Bamboo Project Podcast starts in 3, 2.
Welcome to the Bamboo Project Podcast. My name is Donovan Gray, the future $10 billion man. On the way to 10 billion, I decided that I am going to help create 1,000 millionaires, including myself. And not by being a guru or selling a course, but by doing the things I already love to do every single day and documenting my journey to get there. I figure I'll make all the mistakes so you don't have to. My name is Donovan Gray, and this is how I will turn my life into a living. We made a different playlist for all the things that we are into, and you can find all of those links in the description box below. This may be your first time here, and if it is, welcome to the family. But for everyone else, this is chapter 4, page 185. Today's date is Friday, October 6th, and it is 1 o'clock on the dot p.m. Okay? Now, before we get into the topics of the day, we always start off with our screen time. That is what me and Melissa check our phone to see how much time we gave to it last week. All right. So last week, every day, I spent an average of 7 hours and 23 minutes on my phone each day. I thought I got it down. Damn. 2 hours on Instagram a day is kind of crazy. No, it's not true. It's like an hour a day on Instagram. I spend the most time on X, which is, I understand. I can see that. Right now on X, I spent 10 hours and 49 minutes last week. And that would come up to, we'll call it 11 hours divided by 7. So I spend about an hour and a half on X every single day. I feel like when you break it down, when I break it down that way, it's actually not that much time for the whole entire day. I spent an hour and a half on X and then another hour on YouTube, on Instagram. So I'm really only on social media for 2 hours a day. That's not, is that bad? I feel like that's not bad. I feel like that's not crazy, right? I was on my camera for 6 hours and 38 minutes and YouTube for 5 hours and 44 minutes. That's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. So now, baby girl, what was your screen time like last week?
I was on my phone 9 hours every day.
Ooh.
So 8 hours and 52 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I spent almost 20 hours on TikTok.
How much time is that a day? That's more than 2 hours a day? That's more than 2 hours a day.
It's 19 hours and 11 minutes total. So that is on average.
2 hours and 20 minutes?
Yeah, an hour, on average 2 hours and 30 minutes.
2.5 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 days where I was on TikTok for over 3 hours.
Wow. What days are those?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Sheesh. Okay. Isn't that you going live?
I do go live. So that could be it. I do go live. I do go live. Okay, so Instagram, 10 hours and 27 minutes. I don't even know how I still have time to use other social media other social media sites with 20 hours on TikTok. 10 on Instagram, 8 on Gmail, 3 on messages, 3 on notes, 2.5 on music. So I pick up my phone on average 86 times.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Right, but see, I pick it up less, but consuming more. I think it's better when I pick my phone up more and consume less. Gmail is my first app after pickup, then Instagram, then messages, then Square, then TikTok.
Damn.
Now explain that to me. I've checked Gmail 142 times, Instagram 105 times, Square 56 times, TikTok 37.
So what is that? So that means
times?
If that's 20 hours.
Damn, they have me on
60
lock.
times 20. That's 1,200 minutes. And how many times you pick it up?
37.
Divided by 37.
For the entire week.
It's about half an hour every time you pick it up, which is very reasonable.
Insane. mean?
By the time you pick it up, you're like, and that's an average. It's half an hour. You pick it up. I actually forgot to go through my whole thing. Funny enough, my first used app after pickup is Mail, then X, then Instagram, and my highest usage day was Thursday for 9 hours and 5 minutes. Wasn't the pitch? The pitch was 2 weeks ago. That's crazy. Okay, now for our subscriber check on our Candle channel. The link is in the description. We are at 584 subscribers. We closing in on 600. That last Beyonce video, 62 likes, 1,100 views in like 2 days. Maybe the 2 days now. Maybe it's in 3 days. How long has it been? It has been 2 days. It's only been 2 days and 18 hours, and that video is at 1,100 views. So it also got us 10 subscribers. That's good. Listen, we closing in on that 1,000. I really want for us, bless you. I really want to get to 1,000 before the end of the year so we can add onto our revenue. Like, that's what I really want. Okay. And on our main channel, we are currently at 6,630 subscribers. All right. So let's get into the podcast. Y'all probably noticed a little different background. This is the sign that we used to have at the craft fair, right? You're probably wondering why we have this sign up. It's not necessarily for the podcast, but I do think it adds a nice little touch to the podcast. You know, as things change in our life, things also change around us, like in the podcast, right? This is a good intro into the online space that we have been doing. We have been mainly focused on online. Honestly, I don't know if I can say mainly. It's like 100% everything we're doing is online related. And it's kind of crazy. Like, I feel giddy just thinking about it because we've actually had a very decent week. But my brain doesn't want to get too excited just because I don't know how replicable it is. It's actually, I'm flabbergasted about how well this week is going in the online space, to be honest with you. Like I said, I feel it in my chest. You can see the smile on my face that I really am excited for how well this week has gone. Last week was our last craft fair for 30 days, right? So we were going to do the live on Saturday, but then we realized that we had a craft fair. Funny enough, we didn't even know we had 2 craft fairs this weekend. That's how out of the craft fair space we are at currently. And I think it was maybe Thursday that Melissa said, hey, I think we have a craft fair on Sunday. And we were like, damn, that's crazy. We weren't thinking that. And then the next day she was like, I think we have another one on Saturday. I was like, oh my goodness. But if y'all may remember, there was the storm that happened over here, a hurricane. So they canceled the one on Saturday, and we were planning to do the live on Saturday. No, we were going to do the live on Monday because of the Saturday event, but then they canceled it. And I forgot. Oh, I think I might have been editing on Saturday. And then Sunday we had to do the Grand Bazaar, which one was still going on. It was an okay day. We were in a very weird spot. They had us all the way in the back next to a bunch of vintage clothing. And if you are in the selling space, location. So we definitely, we did okay. I think we did like $500, which is, you know, it's decent. It's not bad. However, we got one order, right? Not like maybe around like 4:00. Then we got another one. Not only did we get 2, we got a third one, right? We got 3 on Sunday. Or did we get 2 on Monday? And I feel like we got 3 on Sunday.
Sunday and 1 Monday or something?
Listen, because we've been getting a lot of orders this week online. I think we might be at, I'm gonna do the math. I'm gonna count. Okay, so we got 3. We got 7 on Shopify.
Oh, we have 1 live visitor right now.
Oh wow. Yeah, we're setting up all the channels right now to make sure that our website is slapping when you go to it. It looks very different than it used to look, and it's gonna look even better once we get that $15,000. Like, we about to revamp the website. The reason that this sign is up behind me is because we have switched over to doing TikTok live. What happened?
Yeah, we have 4 orders this week on Shopify. It was 2 on Sunday, 1 on Monday, 1 on Wednesday.
Damn. So we got 4 orders on Shopify this week, right? So we're revamping the business model that we have for the candle business. Shout out to my guy who was doing $50,000 a month on TikTok Shop, because he told me to get on it, and I'm on it. I said, all right, bro, I get some things in order first, and as soon as I get those things in order, that's it. Rubbing my hands, we're done. I'm going straight into the TikTok space, right? The first day for TikTok Live that I was doing it, I wasn't really sure what to expect, right? I see Melissa do it a couple of times, and I kind of, I'm in the background, kind of listening, seeing what kind of what the feedback is people are doing and saying. I wouldn't say I was necessarily nervous to do it the first time. It was more so I don't want to say anxious. It was just, it's like a form of excitement, but it's not as positive as the word excitement, I wouldn't say. I didn't know what to expect, so it was an unknown feeling. I was thinking to myself, okay, it's going to be new. I have no idea what to expect. I know that I can talk, but I don't know what to talk about. I'm not really sure what they want to hear me talk about, and there's very little feedback, right? So I said, okay, I just got to do it. Just got to go on there and just do it. Just go on there, figure it out. It's an iteration process, right? It's just learning. The same thing we did at the craft fair. When we first did the craft fair, we had a table and a cloth. And we had a table, a curtain, and it was the table was very minimal, right? We didn't know what the table needed. So we went from that setup to what y'all saw recently, or may have seen in the vlogs, with the huge cloud wall, right? And TikTok Live is no different. We have to figure out what works, what doesn't work, what people gravitate to, what people don't gravitate to, how long we have to be on live, and even the mechanics of how TikTok Live works. So my first live, I'm doing it. I'm just talking. I'm chatting it up. What I have seen between Sarah doing her lives, and I think even with Melissa doing her lives, that when you first come on, there's a huge amount of people that are there relative to how many like followers you have or whatever. So we have 100 followers. Well, now we have 100. When we first would get on there, it would be maybe like 200 to 300 people would be on the live at one time, which is kind of crazy. Right. But what I've seen between me, Melissa, and Sarah, that it will drop like drastically from whatever that number you start off with is to whatever you kind of balance out at. Right now, I was expecting that. I'm like, OK, I'm waiting for the drop. The drop's going to come. Boom. Drop comes. It went down from like 200 and something to probably like 14, maybe like 15. Right. But I'm telling myself, just keep going, just keep pushing through it, just keep talking about the candle, talking about how the candle helps people with the benefits, the pain points of the candle, things like that, right? So I'm just talking and no one is kind of responding back, but people are kind of there. There may be at this point like 9 people to 11 people who are in the live, who are literally just in the live. Not saying anything, though. They just in the live. So I'm like, okay, if y'all want to be here, we're going to talk, right? At certain points of the live, it got down to 4 people, 3 people, sometimes it's even 0 at some points, right? And I'm like, I'm sweating. I'm like, all right, ain't nobody in here, but we broke and we got to make money. So I'm gonna have to figure this out. So I'm talking to myself at this. I'm just talking to the camera, no feedback, and nothing's happening, right? This starts going up a little bit, go back to like 3, it goes back to 4, it goes back to 5, it goes back to 6, it goes to 11, it goes to 14. I'm like, oh wow. I'm thinking this is good. People are actually coming back and kind of retaining the people. But then it goes back down to 2. I'm thinking to myself, damn, I'm feeling like, oh, okay. Going on this cycle over and over again. So because I'm getting no feedback, I don't really know what to say. I'm saying whatever comes to my mind. I start going into what I learned at the craft fair from the people that have bought the candles in the past. One of the things I learned is that women tend to like more masculine scents as a candle. Men tend to like fruitier scents as a candle, more sweeter scents. So I started talking about that on the live. I don't know how TikTok picked up on it or what happened. The live shoots up to from 14 people to maybe 300 something people in the live. I'm flabbergasted. I couldn't. I'm like, what is happening? There's a lot of people in here at one time that came out of nowhere, right? And I was talking about different size candles that we have. So I went to go get one of the other size candles that we have. And when I came back, the live was back down to 30 people. And I felt like, damn, they're gone. I'm like, all right, well, like I said, I don't even know what to expect. I don't know how any of this works. I just kind of go with it. That's what happened in the first live. So I started recognizing the trends from being on live. People like me talking about the men and women of candles. Am I surprised? Not really. But I don't really know how to take that. But I noticed that it held people's attention. So I said, okay, this is something that I would have to double down on and figure out why this is retaining people and why this is something that interests them. So as the live goes on, like I said, now it's fluctuating between 10, 14, 6, 16. It comes down to someone buying a candle. If there's one person in this live who, for whatever reason, wants to be in the live, I'm talking to that one person. If there's 100 people in here, that's great. But if there's one, it's kind of the same thing, other than maybe for my ego. But at the end of the day, for a sales perspective, there's one person here. That's who I'm talking to right now. So as the live goes on, somebody comments, I love candles. Right? So I go, okay, I'm thinking to myself, wow, someone's responding back in the live. Now I start talking to them. I'm asking them questions. I'm seeing what they like about candles. I'm asking where they candles at, where do they buy candles from, what's their favorite scents. And we're having a conversation. We're going back and forth. And it's a lot easier for me to do a live, and it's not even just me, it's majority of people, to do a live when you're getting feedback and talking to people. Other than that, you're pretty much freestyling the whole entire time. Whatever comes to your mind, saying, okay, I'm thinking about blueberry, talking about blueberry. I'm thinking about a camera phone, talking about camera phone. I'm thinking about a screwdriver, talking about a screwdriver. Even though you're only selling candles, like that is the process of it. Unless you're doing something on the live. So now I notice when I'm talking to this person, other people are staying in the live longer. So the number 8 is staying at 8 for a consistent amount of time. It might be, 40 seconds, a minute and a half. And I started noticing that. I started realizing people like when I'm conversing with other people in the chat. The reason being, I don't know. The reason could be because they realize that other people also engaged in this. And I think it makes the chat more credible, or the live more credible, that people are engaged and not talking to them. So through this conversation, we're talking about candles. I'm telling her about the beeswax and everything else. She ended up buying a candle from the TikTok shop. And this is our first. She said, I'm going to get one. And I was in shock. I'm in shock because I had my goal was to sell one candle. I'm like, can I get on TikTok shop and sell a candle? That's all I'm thinking about. Can I get on here and sell one candle? That's it. Because if I can sell one candle, I can sell 2 candles. If I can sell 2 candles, I can sell 10 candles. If I can do 10 candles a day, that's $500 a day, right? That means that would be $3,500 a week, which would be $14,000 a month, right? We 35 is 7, right? It'd be $1,400 a month, $14,000 a month, excuse me. And I'm thinking to myself, I know I could sell 10 in a day if there's enough people in here. That's all I would need is people to be here. But I have to learn what it takes to sell one candle, which I did. So very proud of myself. I'm patting myself on the back. I'm like, that was great. I sold a candle. I was exhausted. It took me about 1 hour and 45 minutes to get that sale. As I said, it's about 1 hour and 45 minutes for the entire live that I did. And I got one sale. And I knew if I could do one, I could do more. But I was exhausted. And I got 2 nuggets from it. People like talking about what candles men like. People like talking about what candles women like. Okay? And people like when I converse with other people in the comments. Also, don't leave the camera if your views are going up. I should not do that. Something I learned. Okay, so that's the number 1. Day number 2, we do the live. Right? I'm on live. I'm talking. Day number 2, I get a sale in the first 13 minutes of the live. And I didn't even know, because they don't really notify you. Melissa ended up telling me that I got the order. And again, flabbergasted, because I kind of applied what I learned the day before to this live, and we got a sale significantly faster. Now, one thing I learned from doing a second live is my pacing and my energy, because during the first live, I kind of took more breaks. I had water I was drinking. I was doing things that kept me more energized throughout the live. This time, I kind of just was going straight for an hour, and I got tired. Once the hour hit, I got the sale, or honestly, once I found out I got the sale, I was like, okay, that's it. I'm tired. So that's 2 sales in 2 days, 1 sale a day, right? My goal right now, my first goal was to get to 1 sale. I did that. My second goal was to get to a sale 2 days in a row. That was my second goal. Now my next goal is, can I do 2 sales in 1 day? And they both bought big candles from the TikTok shop. I'm on live selling the candle. They saw, shout out to Frederick. He pulled up to the live too. Shout out to my guy, Frederick Harden. And they saw the candle and saw me on live and bought one. 2 days in a row, and they bought a big one. I'm lost for words, because this is an avenue and a channel that requires no money to sell the candle. It's a strictly, I mean, I wouldn't call it all margins necessarily, but if we were doing a craft fair for 1 day, right? Once I go to the market, I'm paying $175 for the day if I'm doing artisan fleece. So I would have to sell about 3 to 4 candles before I get any money at all, right? That does not account for the time to get there, the food I'm paying for while I'm outside, and the cost of the inventory, right? So I say this every single week. If it's $175 for me to pay back first, I don't make any money until we're probably at about $300 and some change, right? So once we sell 10 medium candles or 6 big candles, now we finally get to say, and honestly, that's not even including food, but then we get to say, all right, we have now profited today. Yesterday, that 1 sale, I'm not buying food outside. I'm not paying for transportation. I'm not paying for a market fee to be there. I might pay 3% or 5% to TikTok for the order, and I might pay for shipping, and then obviously the cost of the actual thing. That's it. That's the entire thing right there. And I think it's very scalable, because I don't have to do more, well, not necessarily more work to get more sales. So as long as there's traffic there, which is a lot easier to have than being at a market, I can sell. And once we get to, there's 2 things we want. Okay. One thing that we want is to get 1,000 followers on TikTok, because then we can upgrade our setup and use what they call OBS for TikTok. That way we can use the podcast camera. We can use a podcast mic for it. I could probably use my computer to have the website and Google showing in terms of, oh, hey, look at, this is what a tunneling candle looks like. This is what a full melt pool is. This is a wooden wick. I can show all of those. I can show us at pop-ups, whatever those things are. I can now show them. That would add to the experience of buying the candle. And the difference with other lives, a lot of times people they don't have a product. They're not selling a product. We have a product. We have a business, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. But we have that product, right? So whenever I get on there, if someone likes it, it's a sale, right? They can go in there, click right there, and buy it. So we're going to explore that. I'm going to be going live again today. Today is Friday. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing the live today. So, I mean, y'all probably would have seen this. Today's Friday. What are we doing tomorrow? Cause I might do a live tomorrow. You want to do it today?
I already announced it.
Oh, for today? Okay, so that's fine. So right, I'll see y'all in a bit. We'll be doing a live in a couple hours from now, and the TikTok live will be before that for the sales that we did this week. So far, I think we've done maybe 12 sales. I think that's a lot. It's not 12, maybe 10, and those 10 sales equate to about $600. We sold 4 on Shopify, which is pretty much people coming from just finding our website and buying it for the most part. Then we had one person from from YouTube, technically, who bought from Instagram. Then we had 2 orders on TikTok, right? So that's 4 plus 1 is 5, plus the other 2 is 7. I think I'm missing another one. It was 4, so it's about 7. It's about 7 orders this week, and the amount's about $600. So that's amazing. That's a whole day of a fair, and for the most part, we was literally sitting down in the bed getting orders. Like, oh wow, somebody bought another candle. Oh, someone bought 2 big candles. Oh my goodness, someone bought a big candle and a small candle. This is crazy. Oh, we're on live. Someone bought another candle. This is crazy. This is crazy. The idea that people are buying the candles from the live is insane. I said my goal is, can I do 2 sales in one day? That's $100. $100. And then after that, my goal will be, okay, can I do 2 sales in a day, 2 days in a row? Can I do it back to back? Because like, it's crazy when you think about it, because that's a lot of like, we weren't making that much money in profit at Chelsea, and we were there for so much longer, giving so much time to it. And the biggest problem with that is, because we have to sell so much before we make any money, that money has to be used again to buy inventory, because we sold a lot of candles, so we got to still buy it again. Now, yeah, I already said, listen, we sell a candle, we good. We just put that to a bill. We put that to an expense. We put that to growing the website. Put that to buying less inventory, because we don't have to sell as much to have a profit. It's great. I love it. I'm excited for it. We've been going really hard at posting on Pinterest, on Instagram, working on the website, working on. We hired the marketing agency already. They're building out the ad side of it, so we can target the right people when we start running ads. It's just crazy. Like I said, I think it's crazy because as it stands right now, we have no ads coming for our site, right? We have no ads pushing anybody to the website. We're getting roughly maybe 20 to 30 visits to the site a day. That's about 1,000 people per month. And we're not doing anything. And we're just kind of learning what works, what doesn't work. We're going to tweak this. We're going to tweak that. And by the time we start spending the money from the $15K on the ads, we can start seeing the actual growth. Like, oh, this actually works. This works more. Like, we can have more of a sample size to check what we think works and what we think doesn't work. I love A/B testing. So we'll be able to see how good that is. Okay, so I want to segue to my next topic. So with the $15,000 that we just won from the pitch competition, right? Ember Candle Co. has officially done 6 figures in the last 12 months. In the last 12 months, we have done 6 figures. We are a 6-figure business, right? And this is I love this because it also goes to show people that you can make 6 figures and still be broke, right? But we still also made 6 figures, right? So we learned a lot along that path, and I think for the next couple of months, I don't really want to get too excited because I don't know what's going to happen. But if we could do a couple thousand a month from online, from TikTok, if we're doing like $2,000-3,000 a month from TikTok, right? See, the loins is loining. If we're doing like 2 or 3K a month on TikTok, right? Then we doing like another 2 or 3K on the website, right? That's like 6K, and we in the house chilling. I mean, for the most part, we're not like outside going crazy. But we also have like 2 fairs next month, right? Not only that, okay, surprise, surprise, we got our first corporate, partnership for the holiday season. So this company has agreed to about between 40 and 60 orders for the holiday season. They have a website and they have like their own newsletter. People come and they tell them like, hey, these are the products that we have for this year for your gift bag. Go crazy, right? So they said that they would buy between 40 and 60 candles of a price range between $30 and $35. That's our medium candle, right? $40 times 35 is $1,400, right? That they are more or less slating for us to get. And it could be more. We don't know. It could be less. Let me not get ahead of myself. It could also be less. But it's a partnership and it's a business partnership. The people that are buying the candles, these are career type of people, right? So we look at it from that perspective. An additional 1,400, and these are another 40 to 60 people that would have the candle, who can possibly return, tell a friend about it. Somebody comes to their house and smell it. They'll have the sample cards, and the holiday season is coming up. Christmas is right around the corner. So if you love the candle a lot, you might go, you know what? I'm going to buy this for you. I'm going to buy it for you. I'm going to buy you one. I'm going to buy you one. And by that time, we'll have the money, hopefully, fingers crossed, that we would have built out the site and done the photography so that when you look at the page and the products, it blows you away. And you will have all of the trust icons. We'll have all of the trust meters so that you know that we are a reputable brand. We'll have the reviews. We'll have the pictures. We'll have the testimonials. We'll have you'll have the Shop Pay and Klarna, or is it Klarna? It's definitely Klarna. We'll have Klarna on there. We'll have all the stuff set up. We'll have emails going out. We'll have a whole journey set up on the back end. When you sign up for the email, you get an email every other day. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna go crazy, right? So I'm really excited for that. We have finally pivoted to focusing mainly online. That is where we are at. Our time and energy is spent doing that. So it took us a while to get here. We had to shed a lot of fat in terms of the market, in terms of the mindset of doing markets, the mindset of debt. Those things we had to shed so that we can actually move forward faster. And that right now is the goal of Ember Candle Co. So now we have the League of Villains segment. Yay! League of Villains! League of Villains! Woo! We're going to see how Melissa has been feeling over the last week and what her mind state is as far as us now focusing online.
Hey, so this week has been very promising. On my end, what I've been doing is, trying to get those pins out. I think what I've been doing is I've kind of been putting up 5 daily. And if I know that something is going to be crazy, so like example, like Donovan said, we found out that we were doing a fair, 2 fairs, probably on Thursday. So once I found that out, I'm like, okay, I'm going to make 20 pins right now so I could do one for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. And so I was able to knock that out. So I can kind of sit down, do 20, and then I won't have to worry about it for 4 days. And then, I've been trying to get a balance, but this is our first week off, or first week completely. Let me use a different word. Okay, this is our first week working from home. I think that's the phrasing I want to use. So since this is our first week working from home, we still have to kind of reset, and that's what this week was kind of for. I feel like is resetting, getting into a groove, getting into a feel of what to do, how we want to do it, how we want to go about things. So we're still in that resetting process, and I think that once that is complete, we'll really be able to hit the ground running hit the ground running in terms of like being able to really just consistently either be on live or me consistently getting these pins out, you know, just really like, but more aggressively, I'd say. So right now we're kind of loosely, we're testing the waters. Right now my mindset with Pinterest is trying to figure out how can I make more pins that people want to save. And I was thinking about it yesterday, and like Donovan said, so I was thinking about, I'm not a seller. I'm not good at selling, right? That is not my strong suit, but I'm good at making things look nice. So
I wouldn't say you're not good at selling.
Why do you say that?
I think you're good at selling. That's not your strong suit, but I think you can sell. I've seen you sell.
Fair enough. It is not my strong suit. It is not the thing that comes natural to me. So I've been thinking, after hearing Donovan on live and because I'm in the room, I'm watching him, I can kind of pinpoint the nuances of the conversation and what's going on. So what I mean by that is that, okay, I'm noticing, like Donovan said, but while it's happening, I'm noticing like, okay, people are really engaged with this. People are really engaged with the men, female, and I can kind of understand the logic behind it, the psychology behind it, where it's like a lot of times we really don't know what to get for our partners, especially if they're the opposite sex, because, you know, for whatever reason, it's just kind of harder to get gifts that are not like not generic or whatever. So that is something that I can include in my pins that people might save, because that's a pain point that people have. Right. So it's like, okay, are you looking for candle scents for men or whatever? And I could put the candles there that I think men like based off of the data that we have. So I think that would be pretty cool, kind of, and I want to try that and see what comes from it. I've also been thinking about how to incorporate more tips, how to post more blog posts and all that stuff on the website, so I can really build out the Pinterest. In terms of how it's going, right now we are approaching 3,000 monthly views, which is pretty good. I think we started at less than 1,000. And it's been maybe 2-3 weeks. So, and then my favorite thing about either social media or the internet or growth in general is that it's not linear. I think it's very rare for growth to be linear. Growth is almost always exponential. It's kind of like once you hit a certain traction or, you know, the altitude, it's almost always exponential. So I'm excited knowing that the work that we're putting in is going somewhere. It's not going into an abyss, you know, even when it feels like it. Because like Donovan said, being on live and you see there's only 2 people there, it's kind of like, damn, am I talking to an abyss? Am I talking to a hole? Because you've seen it when there's hundreds of people. So it's like, oh man, I'm not talking to anybody. But you are. You're talking to literally 2 people. That's 2 people coming up to the table. And it's almost generally always at like 10 people. Like, think about having 10 people you could constantly, you know, sell to. So, and it'll only get, that's the thing when it comes to exponential growth, is that it'll only get higher. So we're gaining more followers. At the beginning of the year, we had less than 30 followers on TikTok. I think up until maybe a month or 2 ago, we had less than 30 followers on TikTok. So for us to be at 100, that's a lot. Like, to get from 30 to 100 is a lot in such a short amount of time. Yeah, that's a lot to get in a short amount of time. And then it just kind of gets easier. Like, TikTok is going to trust us more in terms of we can send people here to you and they're going to have a good experience. Their package is going to be shipped out quickly and they're going to promote the store more. Why? Because we have excellent customer service. I know we do, because we do. So there's that. So they're gonna boost us more. Right now, we are in the top 70 percentile of home goods on TikTok Shop. You know who's also in there? Who? Scrub Daddy. Right. So but I mean, top 70. I know that's not like, but we only did 2 sales. You feel me? So it's exciting.
Well, that is failed at? Jesus. Can you check like other people? What do you don't tell you?
I think it's only in your industry.
Oh, we're in industry is.
We're in home.
Interesting.
So I was looking at that. It tells you the market, which is pretty interesting. I love kind of checking out the TikTok shop back end because there's so much stuff in there. There's affiliates in there. It's just so much stuff. There's so much stuff you could do. But yeah, we're gonna keep growing in followers. Once you keep growing and we're growing in followers that are interested in a product. Like they were in the live, they heard us talking, they decided to follow. They want to see the content, they want to see more of the candles, and they're gonna get a notification every time we go live. They're gonna get a notification. They're gonna see it whenever they use the app, and it's just gonna grow. It's gonna be 200 people, 300 people, 400 people, and the reason why this is so exciting is that it's more interactive, or it's a better selling machine than any other social platform I've seen thus far. TikTok really has made, I don't know what, like, it's almost an ecosystem at this point, how they're setting it up. So if you're following us, and at this point we have 100K followers, that's like almost instantly you're getting sales. Like if they're real people that you garnered over time. So I can see how this is going, how it's gonna go, and I'm super excited. I think this is amazing place to be at right now. And Donovan, I don't know if he said this, he was only on live for an hour the first day when he got the sale. He was only on live for 13 minutes the second time. I think he was on the live for almost 2 hours the first time, and then only an hour the second time. So it's kind of like you can be on live for hours. There's like, you don't have to turn the stream off. So like I said, there's just so much, and it's so exciting. I think running a business is the most fulfilling thing ever, because you could literally do whatever the hell you want to do. You see someone doing something else that you like, or had an experience that you enjoyed at another business, and it's kind of like, oh wow, I want my people to feel the same way about me. And you can do that shit. Like, that's crazy. How much autonomy, or how much like do you have control over that you can like make people feel good, great, healthier? So I'm just so excited. I absolutely love what we're doing. I absolutely love where we're going. When that 15K come in, it's going to be lit. And I love that too. I love that we're able to grow. And really, because if we had the 15K right now, I might pay to promote the stream, as advertising, so that more people could come. But this is giving us the organic way to figure out what people actually like, what they're enjoying, and all of that stuff. So I'm excited. I feel pumped. I think I hyped myself up during this talk. Anything else? Oh, Morgan Stanley. Someone, just to piggyback off what was said earlier about corporate gifting, we also got reached out to by Morgan Stanley for an event that they're going to be throwing soon. So that'll be cool too. I don't know the exact details. I don't know how much is going to be spent and stuff like that, but that's another name that we can associate with that'll boost our credibility and boost visibility of our brand. And I think it's an event that we would be selling the candles at, which is, like I said, so it puts us in the position to be around people who would actually buy our candles, and just gets us more of that brand awareness. I'm really excited to see the bamboo leaves on the tree.
More life update, or I guess kind of what we're going through. We are definitely behind on a significant amount of bills still, which is always unfortunate. Subscriptions are kind of getting to that point where we can no longer pay them. We're kind of they're stalling. The storage unit is $440. We haven't paid that yet. So they're going to probably put a lock on it until we can pay that, which is why we have to make more money on live and from the online, because we're not doing any fairs this month. This is going to be our month to figure out, can we make enough money to cover a lot of our bills? So that's a lot of this. As far as the eviction, that is also the end of the month. What happened with the one-shot deal thing? Or what's that? Just a phone call? That was
apparently it's fake a lot. What's today? Today's the 6th. So the actual document documents that they need is due tomorrow, so I have to send those in. And then I tried to do the interview earlier in the week, but they are backed up on that on their end. So I don't even know what the solution for that would be. It would be, I guess, to call in the morning and just have my phone.
Yeah. Put a speaker next to it.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the update on that. Obviously, we have to pay our light bill again soon coming up. So we are definitely in crunch time. As great as things are, as great as we feel right now, we're excited because we have a solution. We have the bullet and we have the gun. It's just about shooting it at this point. And I always talk about the different stages that we've been in, because I'm never going to forget the times where we were in the house just doing stuff, like just figuring out what it is that we could do to make money. We didn't really know how to make money. We didn't really know what to do to make money in terms of what we would focus on, because there is a difference between knowing how to make money, which is the skill of making money, which would be marketing, selling, opportunities, managing your emotion, managing yourself. That's one way of looking at the ability to make money. The other thing is also knowing what to spend your time on to make money. So at the time, we were doing fitness, we were doing food, we were doing clothing, we were doing music, we were doing basketball and sports. We had the podcast, which we still have. We were doing YouTube. We were just putting our hands in everything. And honestly, it was more so just to learn what works and how can we leverage the skills that we already have and leverage the things that we already like to do and turn that into sales. And I feel like we pretty much made money from every different thing I just named. Not a lot, just to show that the proof of concept works, but we just didn't pursue it. It was just things that we were doing for ourselves, because my thing was always, it's turning my life into a living. And I don't want to get into a space where I'm making money doing something I don't want to do for a long period of time. So for me, with the candle business, I can see myself doing it for decades, because it's not solely going to be a candle business. It's going to expand to other things. It's going to be, the accursed word real estate, but it'll be from a different perspective. If we're buying commercial buildings to have our own pop-ups at, that technically real estate, right? We'll be doing events, philanthropy and different healthy products for your skin, for your hair, candles that we already have, fragrances, perfumes, diffusers. And building a brand is fun, and document is even more fun. And I think that the more money we have and the better we do, the better that everything else becomes. So we can actually document it better. We can have an editor, which we honestly were thinking about using the money to hire an editor for maybe a month of vlogs, possibly, just to see how much return we get as far as subscribers go, and then also see how much time we get back. Because a big thing that we have right now is just there's so many small steps between point A and point B for us, and we've been trying to look at the house and figure out what those things are. One of those things that we changed was buying paper cups or paper plates and plastic utensils, because we live in the house all day. We are literally in the house all day. And me and Melissa laugh about it, because I don't think that there's any archetype or avatar of a relationship of people are in a scenario where they are around each other all day long, where no one goes to work, we live in the house, we have a business together, we have the podcast, everything we do is together. And like I said, there's no one I can see and go, okay, here's a blueprint of how that works. The closest thing would be the pandemic, where people were breaking up because of being in the house all the time. They were arguing all the time. And we pretty much had that our entire relationship. Funny enough, The only time we didn't really have it was in the beginning of the pandemic because I was going to work being a bike messenger. But once that ended or kind of slowed down, we were in the house for it's been at least 3 years. Minimum has been 3 years of us being in the house damn near every day. If we're not in the house together, we're at the craft fair together or things like that. So that has been the last 3 or 4 years. What I was saying before that. You know what I was saying before that?
You were talking about
How did I get into that? I was talking about you.
Oh, the paper plates.
Okay. So we've been trying to figure out things that we can do to be able to just work more and get more things done because we live together. That's what I was going to get to. You think about the dishwasher. When we have 2 people eating all day, we're having snacks, we might have breakfast, we might have lunch, dinner, whatever the case is, we have a very small dishwasher. Right. The time and energy that we would have to put into like washing stuff regularly, whether it be pots, pans, cups, forks, knives, whatever the case is, that takes away from us putting it into something else. And here's the biggest thing for me when it comes to doing dishes in that way. It would be different if I can get up and I can just wash the dish. Right. But it's not that. You get up. You gotta, do we have detergent to wash the dish? Okay. What's something else I might run into? Do I want to get up and do that? What am I doing right now? Am I in my flow state? Do I have to now stop what I'm doing to go and wash this dish when I was working on X, Y, and Z? Then I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to wash this dish. We're about to eat in another hour and a half. So should I wash this dish or get another dish? I can just throw this all in the dishwasher and let everything just be washed for the morning, right? And we look around the house for things like that we can minimize. So one of them right now is the dish. Well, it was the dishes, right? The next thing I'm looking at is cleaning. So I have bought like one of them electric scrubber things for the bathroom, which it does help to clean. It kind of reduces the amount of cleaning that I have to do. Wet wipes help. I can wipe things down in the bathroom. And what I want to get now is a plastic cover for the tub. Because I don't like 2 things. Since we have the new, what would you call it? Since we have the new playpen for the cats, the bars are wide. So a lot of their hair gets through. This is not a problem we had before. So now we go in the bathroom, their hair is like all over the floor in the bathroom. And it's terrible because the bathroom is like a moist place. So the hair is sticky, it's gathering up together, it's looking all clumped up. And it's frequent because they go in there every single night. So before, they used to have a netted playpen, right? So now one thing I want to do is buy another net type of thing to put on top of it so that their hair stays inside of the playpen, right? That way I don't have to worry about the bathroom and how dirty it is and clean the bathroom regularly. That saves me time to be able to go and work on something else. Another thing is the whole shower thing. If we're in the house taking showers getting dirty, right? So it's like, okay, how often are we going to clean the shower? Now, I'm like, okay, if we could find like some type of plastic covering to put in the shower, that way it's kind of replaceable. We take a shower, we just roll it up and throw it out. Bathroom stays almost spotless, at least in terms of the tub, right? So that's what I want to look into because it's exhausting to have to worry about cleaning, like to clean this, to then try to clean that, to be able to start working over here. You want to take a shower, you can't. Like, if you are working and you smell yourself and you want to take a shower, right? You go in the shower and the shower is dirty. It's like, okay, all I want to do. We just got 3 followers today, like in the last during the podcast. Wait, this one for that's in mechanical, yeah. All I want to do is finish working, right? Or eat. But there's all these things in between that for me to be able to just continue working. So we just really want to minimize all of that. Another thing I want to get is one of those like vacuum that you move around by itself. Not the expensive, not the iRobot one, but just like something that's vacuuming the house by itself, because we have me with hair, you have Melissa with hair, both the cats have hair, and it's like I said, it can get really crazy really fast. And we really just want to be able to get up and do the work. That's what we want to be able to do. But life still is here. So that's something we're working on right now. And we made some strides in that space. I remember before Melissa, she used to cook like 3 or 4 times a day. She used to cook 3 meals and then snacks in between. So we've went from, okay, that's going to take forever to do. And then we would be using the dishwasher like 4 times a day. That's how crazy, that was crazy. I remember how crazy that was. 4 times a day, the dishwasher would be used. So now we have more of a system that allows us to eat without having to worry about that. And I don't think you understand the growth, like Melissa was saying earlier, will be exponential when we are finally able to move and have our own space, because we are playing with the handicap. We are like, if you were the only relationship that I could be able to compare this to in terms of the situation would be jail, where you are with somebody all the time for honestly, they are able to go to, or they go on the deck or whatever. So I don't know how long they be in jail for, but the size of the apartment is it's a studio. There's no separate rooms other than the bathroom. There's just a studio, right? That the toilet is right there, the sink is right there, the bed is right there. That's about it, right? But even then, they go out in the yard, they play basketball, they go have food or whatever the case is. So the only thing, like I said, would be closest would be between that and probably the pandemic, when people had to stay inside their house. That's literally it. And I know I've heard the stories about how crazy people have gotten in that situation. So I said we are making it through, but I'm telling you, when we finally get that money, right now our goal is to get to, is it 9,000 a month? 6. You want 6,000 a month?
Well, what goal are you talking about?
To move.
Yeah, 6.
6? To get the 4850 apartment?
Huh?
To get 4850 a month?
We're not starting.
Well, we're not starting there.
Because I need to leave sooner than that.
Where are you trying to move to? Like in New York, somewhere else?
No.
Some sense of you gonna move to Atlanta and like
I'm gonna move to 1 bedroom.
a 1 bedroom? Nah, that's tough. I could do 2. A 1 bedroom?
Yeah, we gotta start somewhere. We gotta start somewhere.
You know, I don't know if you know that in the last 12 months we made 6 figures. So I don't know if we.
Listen, you get us to 9K, then you get.
Like I said, my guy out here doing 50K a month on TikTok. Can I get to 6? Can I get to 10? Can I get to 11, 12? That's great. 11K a month. That means, you know, much people would pay back. Listen, with making 11K a month, I think we could pay. I mean, it probably would still be. We could start paying like $3,000, $4,000 a month to people in terms of debt that we owe, and people we get paid off very quickly at that point. Like it'd be like, all right, boom, knock them off. Okay, boom, pay them, knock them off. Boom, pay them, knock them off. Boom, pay them, knock them off. So that's it. We figuring it out. We getting closer and closer. One day I'm gonna come on here and say that we made $100 in a day from TikTok Live. Then you hear me say we made $500 in a day from TikTok Live. Then you hear me say we made $1,000 in a day from TikTok Live. It was crazy, and it's gonna just keep going. And then, like I said, that none of that includes the website, because the website is a whole different monster by itself. Like if the website is a conversion built website, that means random people will find our website through SEO, through Google search, through Instagram, through TikTok, through Pinterest, through email, whatever, and they will come on the website, and it'll be set up in a way that they want to buy a candle. We making so much money, we be looking at craft fairs like, this we'll do it for fun, maybe. Like we might do just the big ones throughout the year, the $9,000 one, the $20,000 one. So, but I think, yeah, the goal, I mean, okay, like I said, the goal right now is get to 2 sales in 1 day. But I want to get to, I think, 20K a month. 2 sales a day, Donovan. 2 sales a day. That's what I'm trying to get. Not even a day. My next live, 2 sales. That's it. And when I figure that out, then we do it 2 days in a row. Then you try it another day. Then we go up from there. That's it. That's what I'm staying at. We're doing small goals, directly what's in front of me. Focus on that thing. Don't go over there. What is the next thing you focus on, Donovan? Just go and do that. Okay? Gotta keep reminding myself. Stay small. Just focus right there. Kill the dragon in front of you. That's it. That's all I can think about. Just keep doing that. I'm having a pep talk with myself. Don't worry about that. But you can find all the behind the scenes content on our social medias. Mine is Donovan Gray, DONIVANGRAY. And you have my phenomenal, beautiful, amazing girlfriend, Melissa Burnett. ANETABURN. You know what it is. Hashtag Bamboo Project 2023. Okay. The road to 500K. We gonna figure something out. So we got 3 months left. And with that being said, Bamboo Project out.